At the moment, we're collaborating with other co-workers in a number of creative ways, more specifically roadmaps and planning of treatments for advertising campaigns. We've made good friends with our next door neighbour, Nikki, and her design agency here, and it's been very, very beneficial for us because it's giving us an extended creative arm, which has allowed us to then go back to our clients and say, look, this is how we should be delivering a campaign on Instagram, for example, or this is how we're going to use design and interactivity together to make this particular campaign more engaging for a specific target audience.
We have a kind of global community mailing list, and one day last year I got an email from someone responding to an email that I put out saying we've got this startup diagnosing dyslexia or screening dyslexia through a mobile app, and I'm dyslexic myself, so I was like super excited to kind of discover this. And so I got back with a hugely impassioned email just saying like, I really want to be involved in this, and have since been working with them for about a year and a half.
There's a company in here who create virtual worlds for real estate developers, and as we're a data provider, there's a natural fit there. So, and that was just through a chance drinks meeting, and we thought there was an opportunity to collaborate. So a couple of meetings in, and now we're working on a project together.
The wider community of Brixton is very important to us, especially from a diversity perspective and an inclusion perspective. We've deliberately placed ourselves here because we want to engage the youth audience and those who aspire to be going into the advertising sector in the UK, and also those who are looking to get into tech startups or to start up a company.
I still want to actually start hosting workshops which I can showcase skills, which might be craft workshops or something that might bring in the local companies that are around us, but also the wider community, so the Brixton community. It's an amazing space to do that, and we haven't done yet, but I'm hoping that in the new year that's one of the things that we can team up together and start hosting workshops for the community.
In terms of being an entrepreneur, I think everybody here feels slightly more entrepreneurial because you are aware of other people's successes, which just through human nature they talk about more. So I think as a co-worker, even though people wouldn't label it as such, you know that you are, because you know the space is not solely for you. So there's a little bit of each of those within us.
I'm definitely not an entrepreneur because I kind of set this up by accident. I just started doing what I love, and I got the opportunity to do it for myself. And then doing it for myself, I met such amazing people that then led me to meet more amazing people. And so it's all about relationships for me and seeing the direction that takes me. I don't have a huge business plan. I'm not business minded. I just love doing what I do with people that share the same vision.
Being here has given me the option to learn and grow and to understand that there's more to entrepreneurship than being just an entrepreneur. You've got to do a number of different things at once, and you have to be able to work with others very, very well. And one of our key words in our company now is collaboration. So co-working and entrepreneurship are two things that go hand in hand now at By Creative.
Something that really excites me is the kind of global network of co-working spaces, and the fact that every co-working space seems to have its own little culture and bubble. And I just see that as a billion different worlds to explore. So if I had the guts, what I'd really love to do is kind of travel around the world in a kind of digital nomad way and see lots of different hubs that way.
I see the future of work as becoming even more flexible, and I don't think people will need to go to their place of work in the future. They'll be able to work from anywhere. So what will be important is more the community and the space. So for example, if I in the future decide to move to Canada, to the mountains, I'd like to be able to find my community there and be able to work alongside others who are working on totally different things.
The workplace is 100% changing so quickly. And with the likes of, very innovative companies, say Google, there's much more of a well-being of the employee coming into things, and it's less about you're going to go into clock in, clock out, go in, do your hard day's work and then go. It's much more, I think, about employees' happiness.
I see the future of work as co-working coming into the fore a little bit more and more, because the traditional business model of a single-use building for a single company is less viable, I think, for more companies as technology changes for various people. So I think there is likely to be more co-working, but structured around particular sectors as opposed to just carte blanche co-working.
The future of work is co-working spaces, something like this. I think the older generation would be in a job for their whole life, their whole career in one job, and I think young people have now been empowered to follow their dreams and set up on their own as freelancers, startups, and largely because of co-working spaces.